G'day, Mr. Bennett here. Today we're going to be looking at using some technology to find the solutions to this equations like in 4D2. So we have to use technology to find the values of x which sine of x is equal to 0.44 between 0 and 8. So the first thing that we need to do there is we need to graph the equation. Now, if your calculator is like mine, it's in stat plot, so I actually have to turn that off, otherwise when I graph it's going to be all out of whack. So I turn it off, and then I go to my y equals, and I'm going to clear all that data there. Alright, and clear that data there. And then I can go into my mode. I want to set my thing to be in radians. If it's not in radians, this won't work. Set my window to go from, say, -1. And we're going to 8, so let's just go up to 9, and let's go from -2 to 2. Right, and then my first graph I've got to do is y equals sine of x, so type in sine of x, and that's when it's equal to 0.414, I think. Okay, so if I graph that, this is showing me my curve there, sine of x, and that's where it's equal to 0.414. So all you have to do for here is you have to find the intersect points. So that's what I'm going to do here. So I go to my calculator, number 5, and I simply have to go to these points here. So obviously to get across the maximum point there, so I'm over there, then I just go enter, 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 and that will actually find that point for me. So my first point is 0.427. Let's go to 3 significant figures. So if I just do a sketch of what that looks like in my Word document, and that's, I think, the easiest thing to do would be to actually do a sketch of what your curve looks like. And so I'm going to graph this, and so they're 0.424. So that first point there is 0. I can't remember now. 0.427. Okay, 0.427. So I'm simply going to label that on my curve. 0.427. This next point I have to find. So it's just a matter of following the process again. So you go to second function calc, number 5, scroll across the maximum value there, and then go enter, enter, enter. Still waiting on it. And that gives me my point. So that point there is 2.715. 2.715, and so I simply go to my curve there, 2.715 is that one there, and then I go over here, find the next one. So you have to again continue to scroll across. Now the question is, you might wonder why we would do this. Well, this could be an example of when the tides are above a certain height, or when the temperature is above a certain value. So this is just building the skills of having to be able to find these points on the curve where that actually matches. So that there is 6.710, and so therefore I've found my points, 6.710. Alright, and is there another point that fits in there? I don't know if it actually fits in that region there. So therefore that's the points that I'm considering. There are 3 points that fit that information. Now, if you look at what the textbook's saying, is then what I would need to do here, we'll just go back to my Word document. If you look at the example here, what they're saying is it's going there plus lots of 2 pi. Now we know 2 pi is 6.28, so therefore if I'm looking at this, my value there, my x values are going to be equal to 0.427, and it's going to be 2.715 plus k2 pi, which I am thinking is that's really like adding k lots of 6.28, isn't it? Now k is a constant value, so k can have a value of 0, 1, 2, 3, etc. And all I need to know is that my x value has to lie between 0 and 8. That's what I'm considering here. So if I do that, when k is equal to 0, my value for x is going to be equal to 0.427, and it's going to be 2.715. When k is equal to 1, I'm going to add 6.28 onto that, so therefore that's going to be, x is going to be equal to, adding that on there, it's going to become equal to 6.710. Pretty well, that's what it's going to be. And if I'm adding 6.28 onto that, it's going to become equal to 8.9 something. Okay, so it's clearly going to be over 8. So that's why when I'm doing this, I'm only going to have the 3 values that fit with that region there. So if you don't want to do it graphically, you can do it also this way as well. So find these 2 values here and then add on k lots of that. Alright, so that's the 2 processes that you can use for this particular type of question. Now, in our next video, we're going to go through and do this algebraically, totally algebraically. We're not going to need to use our calculator. Alright, so I'll show you that in the next video. Alright, bye for now.